to discuss about string and different functions to manipulate or to perform operation on string, and also some programs related to string I will show you. That means the next few lectures will be completely on string. So before we start, first we have to know what string is basically. String is nothing but a character array. So here is the definition of string. String is a sequence of characters. Sequence of character means already we have used string, but not exactly in the form of string, but already we have used it. That we have written printf statement, and within the printf statement we have printed some sentences like C programming, enter the value, like this. So this C programming, enter the value, these all are basically a kind of string. So that means we are very much habituated with the string in C programming. Now we are just talking about the string in general form. String is called a character array. Array we have already discussed that what array is. Array is nothing but a collection of homogeneous type of data, and the memory allocation is continuous. So in case of string also, as it is a special kind of array, here also the memory allocation will be continuous like array. And not only this, then array can store different types of data. That means an array can be of integer array, an array can be a float type array, but in case of string we can store only characters. As the examples you can see here, so whatever we are writing within the double quote, if you can remember the printf statement, within printf we write something in double quote. So whatever writing it, that is basically a kind of string. And in C, all the characters get stored in the form of ASCII value. If you look at the third example or the fourth example, to where we are using some numerical values like 3, some special characters like slash, 9045. We can say these all are numbers, integer type of value. So why we are storing this integer kind of value in a string, where the definition is saying that string can store only character type value? Yes, it is permissible, because whenever we are writing only 3, that will be considered as a, if I write a equals to 3, that means the value of a variable is 3, where a is acting as an integer value. But if I write it inside double quote, then it will be treated as a character. Why it will be treated as a character? Because it has a ASCII value. Whatever element has its own ASCII value can be treated as a character. Space can also be treated as a, white space can also be treated as a character, because it also has a ASCII value. So that is the definition of string. String is nothing but an character array. Now that I was talking about. Now how to declare string in C programming? How to declare string in C programming? In C programming we declare string in the form of array declaration, because string is nothing but array. So in array declaration we have said there are basically main 3 parts was there in one dimensional array or in 2 dimensional array. First we provide the data type. In case of array, the data type may be integer, may be character, may be float. But when we are talking about string, specifically the data type will be always character. So the data type is always char in case of string. Then we provide a string name. In this example, as you can see, the string name has been given as like this, string underscore var. Okay. And after that, within the bracket we provide the size of the string, that how many characters we can store into the string. So when the size is 30, that means maximum 30 characters we can store into the string. and in that way, by using the double quote, we can insert a value into the string. Similarly, if a size of array or string is 30, not necessarily here you have to store 30 characters, we can store less than that also, but maximum 30 characters we can store. More than that characters cannot be stored into any string. How to take input, what are the different ways how we can insert data into the string, how the string can be printed, that I will also show through programming in this lecture. So here, how to store the string, as you can see that another difference between array and string is also like this, that a string is always terminated with a null character. Array we cannot terminate with a null character. If I declare an array of size 50 and if we insert 20 data into it, so 20 data will be inserted, but after that there will be no null character. That means if we end with a value 10, if we end an array with a value 10, after 10 any value may be there, but we cannot say that this array has been terminated at this point, because there is no identifier to terminate the array. But in case of string, there is a terminator, that is a null character. As you see, null we write in this form. In this form we write the null character. So using null we can terminate a string. As in this example, if you look at this diagram, it is showing that initial value that we have inserted into the string, so that all are character. Within double quote we have written it. So there is a white space also there. White space is also there. So using this white space, we are basically inserting the string. But here you can see value. So here the string ends, and after that the very next position, that is the 13th position, you can see here there is a null. What the null is identifying, null is saying that is the end of the string. So if in the 13th position we have null, it means that at 12th position the string has ended. So whatever values are there at 14th, 15th or the following locations will not be treated as a part of the string, that will be eliminated. That you can see here, that if we write anything within a, what is the difference between character and string, what is the difference between character and string, that is a point. If as you can see that in case of character we write it within single quote, and when it is a string we write it within a double quotation, and within double quote if we write nothing, that will be treated as a null string, that a string may be null, no value is there, that is called a null string. So in that way we can define character, we can differentiate character and string. So here you can see both A and A both are same, but if we write it within single, it will be treated as a character and it will be stored in the form of ASCII value, and whenever we write it in double quote, it will be treated as a string.
created using Powtoon.
So here in this program, as you can see, the programming of string, I am discussing that how to take input and how to print a string. So there are different ways to taking input in string, and one by one I will show. So the first what I have done is I have declared a string. As you can see, the data type I have considered as character, the name I have given as str, and this is my size of the string is 6. That is maximum 6 characters we can store into the string. And this is the way how we can take input of a string. So as we know that in case of string, as it is following the concept of array completely, so here we insert the data by position also. So individual characters. So in the first position of the string we insert h as a character. That's why h we have written within single quote, as you can see. Then in the second position we write e as a character. Then in the third position we insert l. In the fourth position we insert l as a character. Then in the fifth position, as an e, or if we start from 0, so it is the fifth position. And at the end you can see we have inserted a null to terminate the string. This null character, it has basically no meaning. It is not affecting the result. It is not as our input, but this is only to terminate the string. Now after that simply we can print the string, okay, by using %s. As for integer we use %d, for character we use %c, for float type number we use %f. Similarly for string we can use %s. So using %s we are printing the string str. So that output statement is very much similar to all other statements, just we provide the string name here. But in case of array it was not possible. In case of array we have to print, means by providing the array name we cannot print the array. In that case we have to print the array position wise. That first we have to print the 0 element, then we have to print the first element, we have to print the second element. But in case of string it is possible to print a string by using the string name only. Now if I run the program, let us see what output we are getting. As you can see, we have inserted hello, and in the output if we print the string we are getting the same input that we have inserted. But null is not being printed. As you can see, that I was saying that null is not input, null is just to use to terminate the string. So that's why when we are printing the string we are not getting the null character printed. Now let me show you another way how we can insert. So that is another way how we can insert data into a string. That you can see now I have just same thing we are doing, but now not character wise. I am inserting the string at a time. So that's why I have used double quote due to this reason. As in the previous h we have written in single quote, then e within single quote. So there I was inserting the string character wise, one character by another character. But here the whole string I am inserting at a time. That's why we are writing it in double quote. But here we need not to mention or we need not to define the null character. That will be assigned by the compiler automatically. That as we have taken declared it as a string, it is known to the compiler. The characteristics of string is known to the compiler. So whenever we are inserting data into the string, it will insert the data, and as soon as it ends, it will automatically insert a null character to terminate the string. But when we are inserting in character wise, then this null character we have to insert. But when we are inserting the string at a time, then insertion of null character is done by the compiler itself. Now let me run the program and see. Again we are getting the same output that we have inserted. So that is another way, that is another process how we can insert the string. So here I just change the length of the string as I want to insert a lengthy string. So here I insert a hello world and I have given a space in between this. Now let's see what happens. So we are getting the whole string printed, that hello world. That means the space that we have given in between these two words, hello and world, whatever ASCII value of the space is, that has been also taken as a character. That's why space has also been printed. Okay, that I was saying, that space is nothing but a white space is nothing but a character in string. So whenever we are inserting any value giving a white space, then this white space also be stored into the memory as its with its ASCII value, and whenever we will print it, then the ASCII value will be converted to a character which is equal to white space, and in the output screen we are getting a space between these two words. So when it is another process of insertion, taking input of a string, as you can see here, using %s, if we can print a string using %s also, we can take input of a string. So here I am using the scanf statement. %s I am using for %ls we are using for taking input of a string, and I am providing the string name for which I am going to take the input. So it is very simple, the scanf statement. But if I run now if I insert hello and if I print it, we are getting it correctly printed, no problem. That means in that way we can also take input of a string. Now if I rerun the program, now let me insert multiple characters. Okay, so now I have inserted two words, and these two words I have separated by using a space, which is also a character. Now you can see only hello has been printed, word has not been printed. So that means using % we can take input of a single word. If there is a space encountered, then that will terminate the string there. Using %, that is the problem. Using % we can take input of a string, but using % we can take input of a string without space. As soon as the space is fetched, then it will terminate the string there. So that is the problem using %, but using % also taking input of string is possible. So here you can see how we can take input of a string at runtime. So here we are using the concept of array. In case of array, you know that using loop we have taken the input of array. So here also we are using a loop. It may be while, it may be do while, or it may be for. Whatever loop we want to use, we can use here. I am just giving example using do while loop. So as you can see, I have taken a string and I have taken a variable I to represent the position, because you know in case of array we insert the data by position, or we perform the operation on the elements by its position. So here also we are applying the concept of position. So I have taken a character variable ch, and using getChar function we are taking input of an individual character. Using getChar we can take input of an individual character. So here I take input of an individual character, and that character we insert into the string by its position. When I equal to 0, the character we have inserted will be inserted into the 0 position. When the value of I is equal to 1, then the character we have inserted will stored into the 1 position. In that way it will rotate. And the condition here we applied is a new line. So whenever we give a new line, that means we press enter for new line, that will be treated as a terminator. So as soon as I enter a value, it will stop taking the input and come to the printing part. So before we print the string, as we know, we have to terminate the string with a null character. Here we come, because the value of I, whenever it is a new line, the value of I will increase. So in that case we have to get back to the previous position of I to insert the null character, because the new line we have to eliminate. So by eliminating the new line we are inserting null character in that particular position. Let me run the program and see. So now I insert same input, hello world. Okay, and you can see as soon as I enter, we get back the value, the same value we are getting here, hello world. So in that way, by using we can use string, no problem, with space also, but as soon as we press enter, then the string will terminate. Okay. Here we are using another very simple function to take input, that is a getAce function, getString function. So getAce, within the bracket we provide the string name for which we want to take the input. So here we are taking input for a string str, that's why I have written str. As you can see, we have written str. So it will take input of the string. If I run, as you can see, we can insert any value and that will get stored into the string, which we can also print. Now as using getAce we can take input of a string. Similarly, using putAce function, there is another function called putAce. Using that we can also print the string. So similarly, as you see, using getAce we are taking input of a string, and using putAce we can print the string in as output. So the function syntax is very simple, getAce and putAce, and within the bracket we just provide the string name which we want to take input or print. So this is another mode of taking input of a string. So just concentrate on the scanf statement, you can see. So in that way we can take input. So as you can see, this is a special character that is basically saying that we are using this character means we can take anything. It may be a numerical value, it may be a character, it may be a special character. The string will accept everything which has a specific ASCII value. String will accept everything in that way, and whenever we will just new line means enter, as soon as we enter it will terminate the string and it will insert a null character there. And here we are printing the string. So let me run that and show you. So as you can see, I have taken input of character, numerical value as well as special character, and all it has taken as a input and stored it into the string. That's why we are getting it as a output. So that is the string. And another very small feature that I want to say you that the string we can justify. It may be a right justify or left justify that we can do when we are printing the string. If I here enter any positive value, %8s, any positive value, if I insert before s, then it will be a right alignment. It will print the screen in right alignment mode. And if you insert any negative value here, then it will print the screen in string in left alignment mode. So in that way we can align the string in right and left by using simple a positive value or negative value while printing the string. So that is all about how we can take input of a string and how we can print a string. What are the different process of taking input string. Now next we are going to discuss different functions that library functions that we have to perform different manipulation on the string, as well as I will show you without the function how also we can manipulate on the strings.